For most of my life, I was on a tiny, protected island. You might have heard of it. It's called Singapore. Then one day I had the opportunity to work in New York, and I was naturally excited. Since I work in advertising, the lure of Madison Avenue was strong, so I went there with a spring in my step. But the first thing I noticed was that my apartment was so small. Imagine opening the door and stepping into the bed, or getting up from the bed and hitting my head against the ceiling. When I asked my landlord how come the apartment looked so much bigger in the photos, he said, "You work in advertising. What goes around comes around." All right, fair enough. The next thing I noticed about New York is that the city has 8 million people and 16 million rats. There's rats going to rat school, then rat college, finding rat jobs, having rat weddings, making rat babies, sending those rat babies to the same rat school. It wasn't all bad. What I really liked about New York is that it has people from every corner of the world. There was one part of the city that had a lot of Greek people, and it was an eye-opener to see the kind of names Greek people have. Any Greek people here?
Yeah.
No?
There is.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought I could make fun of them without worrying. Okay, what's your name?
Eleftheris.
Eleftheris. Okay, that's not too bad. I know there is a name from your country that is Eleftheropoulos. That sounds like an elephant with a runny nose. Spiridula. Is that the scientific name of a fruit fly? Euphrosyne. That sounds like something prescribed for psoriasis. There was a different part of New York that had more Italians, and their names were slightly simpler. They all sounded like pasta. Fettuccine DiCaprio, Linguini Tarantino, Penne Al Pacino. Yeah, you get the idea. Another thing that dawned on me when I was living in New York is the sheer number of movies that get made in that city. The Godfather movies, the Men in Black movies, the Batman movies. Why can't you have a Batman movie in Saudi Arabia where Batman can blend in among the women? My 2 years in New York was certainly a cultural experience, but that is nothing compared to the cultural experience my friends from Europe and North America have when they come to Asia. There is a certain breed of white person who comes to Asia for spiritual awakening. They come here to find themselves. To anybody who talks about finding themselves, my question would be, has nobody in your country invented mirrors? Stand in front of a mirror, you'll find yourself. Okay, assuming for some weird reason there are no mirrors in your country, go to Google Maps. There's a location pin for your current location. That way you can find yourself. The cutest thing is when anybody from Europe or North America discovers any aspect of Indian culture, it just blows their mind. Yoga, for instance. A lot of people are perfectly fine if their first yoga lesson involves just sitting down and saying namaste. If saying namaste makes me a yoga practitioner, then saying ni hao makes me a kung fu black belt. And saying apa kabar would make me the president of Singapore. So many everyday Asian household objects that blow the mind of a tourist. For instance, in a lot of Indian households, there's this little container for Indian women to keep their red powder so that they can pick up the red powder and apply the red dot. Some of the shops in Little India sell that little container, and you should see the tourists crowding around that and just looking at it. Oh my God, it's so cute. What's this? Oh, it's red powder. Okay. Wait. It's not a blush. You're supposed to pick it up and put it here with a lot of focus. And that's the only occasion where an Indian person has any focus at all. Yeah, the Indian mind is a chaotic mind. Why do you think Indians are so lacking in punctuality? The Indian lack of punctuality is the reason the British were able to conquer India in the first place. Imagine this Indian village chief saying, "Oh, the British Navy is attacking us at 9 o'clock. I want you, and you to assemble here at 8:30 with all your weapons so that we will repel the British Navy." And 8:30 comes and our village chief is like, "Where is everybody? Where is everybody? Where is Ranjit? Where is Ashok? Where is Satish? Oh no, the British ships are coming. What will I do? What will I do? Okay, white flag, white flag, white flag. Okay, British, come, this country is yours." Then 2 hours later, all his friends come in and they ask, "Why did you surrender? What happened?" And our village chief is like, "You guys are so late. Why? Why did that? Why?" "Oh, my grandmother died." "Your grandmother died last month, right?" "This is my other grandmother." "Did your other grandmother die last year?" I'm adopted, so I have 4 grandmothers. Okay, I guess we can talk till the cows come home about my experiences in New York and a white person's experiences in Asia, but I don't want to be up here for 20 minutes, especially when there are some amazing comics here today. So we'll continue this later. Enjoy the rest of the show, everybody.